Imagine if you could say just a few words and instantly create a deep, almost mystical connection with any woman. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the reality. Words are not just tools for communication, they are instruments of influence, capable of shaping perceptions, evoking emotions, and building bridges between people in ways that transcend superficial interaction. The right words, spoken at the perfect moment, can ignite emotions, spark curiosity, and build attraction in ways most people overlook. Today, I'm revealing 6 hidden phrases that do exactly that. These aren't just words. They're psychological triggers carefully crafted to bypass the noise of everyday conversation and resonate on a deeper level. They can help you stand out, escape the friend zone, and create undeniable chemistry. And trust me, the last phrase is so powerful that most guys are too afraid to use it. But those who do, they instantly separate themselves from the rest. So stick with me till the end because you do not want to miss what's coming. Let's start with the first phrase. That's what I like best about you. At first glance, this might seem like a simple compliment, but its power lies in its specificity. Most people default to generic praise like, "You're beautiful," or "You're funny," which, while nice, lack depth. By contrast, "That's what I like best about you," forces you to dig deeper and identify something unique about her. For example, instead of saying, "You have a great smile," you might say, "The way your eyes light up when you talk about your art. It's like you're seeing the world in colors the rest of us can't even imagine." This isn't just flattery, it's recognition. It tells her you're paying attention to the nuances of who she is, not just the surface-level traits everyone notices. Why does this work? Because everyone wants to feel seen and valued for more than their appearance. When you highlight a detail that others overlook, the way she tilts her head when she's curious, the passion in her voice when she debates a topic she cares about, or the quiet confidence she exudes when she listens, you create an instant emotional connection. Imagine telling her the way you laugh. It's not just the sound, but how it fills the room. It's impossible not to feel happier when you're around. Or, "I love how you ask questions that make people pause and think." You don't just listen, you really hear them. These observations signal that you're engaged with her as a person, not just as an object of attraction. Timing is critical here. Use this phrase when she's in a moment of authenticity, when she's laughing unabashedly, sharing a vulnerable story, or revealing a hidden talent. The key is authenticity. If you say it mechanically, it'll fall flat. But if you wait for a moment that genuinely moves you and then voice it with sincerity, it becomes unforgettable. When a woman feels like you see her in a way others don't, when you appreciate the quirks and qualities she's proud of but rarely hears praised, she won't forget you. It plants a seed of connection that grows every time she remembers your words. Now let's move to the second phrase. "I'm not really that easy." This is the ultimate power move in any interaction, and it works because it subverts expectations. Most men operate under the assumption that being overly available and eager to please will win a woman over. They respond immediately to texts, agree with everything she says, and prioritize her needs above their own. But here's the problem. Desperation is repulsive. When you're too eager, you signal low value, that you're willing to sacrifice your self-respect for her attention. "I'm not that easy" flips this dynamic. It communicates that you have standards, self-respect, and a life outside of her. How do you use it? Let's say she playfully teases you. "You're such a pushover. You'd do anything I ask, wouldn't you?" Instead of scrambling to defend yourself or agreeing, you smirk and say, "I'm not that easy." The delivery is key here, confident, playful, and unapologetic. She might respond with curiosity. "Oh, really? What do I have to do then?" That's your cue to lean into the mystery. You could reply, "Maybe I'll tell you someday," with a wink, or "You'll have to figure that out for yourself." This creates intrigue. Suddenly she's the one investing mental energy into figuring you out. The psychology behind this is rooted in the principle of scarcity. People want what they can't have, and by positioning yourself as someone who isn't easily won over, you become more desirable. It's not about playing games, it's about demonstrating self-worth. When she feels she has to earn your attention, she'll value it more. This phrase also sets healthy boundaries. It shows you're not willing to compromise your values or dignity to impress her, which subconsciously signals maturity and confidence, two traits women find irresistibly attractive. Next up, I am not sure if you are capable of handling me. This phrase is a masterclass in playful confidence. It's not arrogant, it's a challenge. By suggesting she might not be up to the task of handling you, you ignite her competitive side. Think about it. When someone implies you can't do something, doesn't it make you want to prove them wrong? That's exactly what this phrase leverages. The moment you say it, her mind races. What does he mean? Why wouldn't I be able to handle him? Is he more complex, adventurous, or intense than he seems? Use this when the conversation leans into light teasing or playful banter. For example, if she brags about her ability to read people, you could say, I don't know, I'm not sure you're ready for someone like me. Deliver it with a smirk and a tone that's more mischievous than serious. If she rises to the challenge, oh really, try me. You've successfully shifted the dynamic. Now she's engaged, curious, and motivated to uncover what makes you difficult to handle. The brilliance of this phrase lies in its ambiguity. You're not specifying what makes you a challenge. It could be your wit, your adventurous spirit, your depth of emotion, or even your refusal to settle for anything less than genuine connection. This ambiguity keeps her guessing, which fuels attraction. It also positions you as the prize, someone worth striving for rather than the pursuer. The more she invests in figuring you out, the more emotionally invested she becomes. Let's dive into the fourth phrase. I don't believe you're prepared for me yet. This builds on the previous concept, but takes it further by tapping into two potent psychological triggers: the fear of loss and the allure of scarcity. Humans are wired to avoid missing out on opportunities, especially ones that feel rare or exclusive. By suggesting she's not prepared for you, you imply that you're an experience she hasn't encountered before, one she might miss if she doesn't step up. Imagine this scenario. She's recounting a story about her dating history, perhaps mentioning how most guys are predictable. You lean back, smile, and say, interesting, but I don't think you're ready for someone like me. Her reaction? Instant intrigue. What's that supposed to mean, she asks. You shrug and reply, let's just say, I'm not like anyone you've met before. Now she's hooked. She'll wonder what makes you different, and that curiosity will drive her to seek validation, to prove she can handle whatever you bring to the table. This phrase works because it reframes the interaction. Instead of you chasing her, she's chasing your approval. It also communicates quiet confidence. You're not boasting about your qualities. You're letting your self-assuredness speak for itself. Over time, this creates a dynamic where she's motivated to meet your standards, not the other way around. The key is to keep the tone light and playful. If you deliver it with arrogance, it'll backfire. But with a wink and a smile, it becomes an irresistible challenge. Now, let's explore the fifth phrase. You have a unique personality. I like that. On the surface, this seems like a straightforward compliment, but its power lies in its vagueness. By calling her unique, you're not just praising a trait. You're hinting that there's something about her you can't quite define, something that sets her apart in a way even she might not fully understand. This triggers a fascinating psychological response, the need to resolve cognitive dissonance. When someone tells us we're unique, we instinctively want to know why. For example, imagine saying this after she shares a story about her unconventional hobby, like restoring vintage motorcycles or studying ancient languages. You have a unique way about you. I like that, you say casually. Her mind immediately races. What does he mean? Is it my passion for motorcycles? My curiosity about history? The way I geek out over details? She'll likely ask for clarification, which opens the door to deeper conversation. You can then elaborate. Most people stick to the basics, but you dive into things head first. It's refreshing. This phrase works because it avoids generic compliments and instead focuses on her individuality. It shows you're observant enough to notice what makes her different and confident enough to appreciate it without needing to categorize it. To maximize its impact, pair it with genuine eye contact and a warm smile. This nonverbal reinforcement assures her that your words are sincere, not just a line. Over time, this creates a sense of emotional safety. She feels valued for who she is, not just who she's trying to be. Finally, the sixth phrase, I prefer women who know what they want. This is a game changer because it's not just a statement, it's a litmus test. Most men fall into the trap of trying to be everything to everyone, molding themselves to fit what they think a woman wants. But this phrase flips the script. It sets a standard and invites her to meet it. When she asks, what do you look for in a woman? And you respond with, I like women who know what they want. You're subtly challenging her to prove she fits that mold. The beauty of this phrase is its versatility. It applies to everything from her career ambitions to her dating preferences. For instance, if she hesitates when making plans, you could playfully say, I'm a fan of women who know what they want, no pressure though. This nudges her to take initiative without demanding it. If she rises to the occasion, it creates a dynamic where she's actively working to impress you, not the other way around. Psychologically, this works because it taps into the principle of social validation. People want to be seen as decisive and self-assured, especially by those they're attracted to. By framing decisiveness as a trait you admire, you incentivize her to display it. It also weeds out women who aren't a good match. If she's unsure of herself or plays games, this phrase will either motivate her to step up or reveal incompatibility early on, saving you time and energy. To deliver this effectively, keep your tone casual and unbothered. It shouldn't sound like an ultimatum, but rather a casual observation. For example, while discussing future goals, you might say, I've always admired people who go after what they want. No excuses, no second guessing. It's rare, but when you see it, it's magnetic. This ties the trait to admiration, making it aspirational rather than confrontational. These 6 phrases are more than just lines. They're tools for building attraction through psychology, self-respect, and emotional intelligence. They work because they tap into fundamental human desires to be seen, to be challenged, to feel unique, and to pursue what's just out of reach. But remember, their effectiveness hinges on delivery, confidence without arrogance, playfulness without mockery, and sincerity without desperation are the keys. For instance, take the phrase, I'm not that easy. If you say it with a nervous laugh or while avoiding eye contact, it'll come across as insecure posturing. But if you deliver it with relaxed body language, a sly smile, and a tone that suggests you're amused by the idea of being easy, it becomes charming and intriguing. Similarly, you have a unique way about you needs to be paired with genuine curiosity. If your attention wanders after saying it, she'll sense insincerity. But if you lean in, hold her gaze, and seem genuinely interested in her response, it deepens the connection. Another critical factor is context. These phrases aren't one size fits all. Gauge the situation and her personality. If she's shy or introverted, dial back the teasing and focus on sincere observations. If she's bold and competitive, lean into the playful challenges. The goal is to match her energy while subtly elevating the interaction. It's also worth noting that these phrases are not manipulation. They're frameworks for authentic communication. If you don't genuinely respect yourself or admire her uniqueness, these words will ring hollow. Attraction built on pretense never lasts. But when you combine these tools with real confidence and curiosity, they become catalysts for meaningful connection. Practice is essential. Start by incorporating one phrase into your conversations and observe how it lands. Pay attention to her reactions. Does she lean in, smile, or ask follow-up questions? These are signs it's working. If she seems confused or put off, adjust your delivery or timing. Over time, you'll develop an intuitive sense of when and how to use each phrase. In conclusion, mastering these phrases isn't about memorizing lines. It's about embracing a mindset. It's about valuing yourself enough to set standards, appreciating others enough to see their depth, and having the courage to engage authentically. When you do this, you won't just attract women, you'll attract the right women. And that's where true connection begins. If you found this breakdown helpful, imagine what you could achieve with even deeper insights. Don't forget to subscribe for more strategies that transform not just your dating life, but your understanding of human connection. The next video is already live, and it's packed with advanced techniques to elevate your social skills. Click the link below to watch now. You won't regret it. See you there.